All right, ladies and gentlemen. So at this point, you should be wrapping up research this week. And what that looks like is finding any final facts that you need or feel like you want to look for, um, and some things you just won't find. So you can see here, I made myself some notes. First, I wanted to switch two of my categories. I'm deleting two of my categories. I just did not find the information I needed. But then this last category, I want to split into two different ones. I know I put family and life kind of together, but I have enough information that it's too much, I think, for one body paragraph. I'm going to split that one up. So before we get into your research, the first thing I want you to check is your citations. Make sure that all your citations you have bookmarked all of them, and maybe go through your bookmarks, or is there something you bookmarked that you didn't put down here accidentally? The next thing I want you to check is, do any of these start with Google? Because if they do, it is not a citation. You copied the URL for the Google search. So let me show you what that looks like. So let's say I was looking for information on the stonefish. Um, I found Obviously I found a lot of really good sites, but let's say like because this site has some information here and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use some of this information. I never went to the website. I just came up here and copied it. And when you come into your citations, if I paste it, you can see there it's super long and it starts with Google. If you have any like that, please make sure you click on your link, go back to it. It will take you back to your search. And then you'll just have to figure out, okay, which one was I using? So if I was using this one, then I'm going to have to go to this website, which I think is the first one up here. I'm going to have to go to that website, and then here is what I would need to copy. So I do not want the Google citation. All right, so I'm going to get rid of that because that is not something you want. Once you're sure that you have all your citations and you have found as much information as you can, there's a few things that you might decide to do. So like I said, I did not get enough information. Well, I didn't get any information really for history, and my special abilities was very, very weak. I actually ended up putting stuff in special characteristics. So I'm going to come down to special abilities and history. You'll see I have like nothing filled in here. I'm going to highlight all of that in an outline and hit backspace. Backspace again till family is now moved up. If you're using a table, all you have to do is highlight those rows and then right click or use your two fingers and then delete the two rows. So I don't need those any longer. Now, the next thing I want to do though, you can see here I already kind of split it up, is I want to add a second. I'm going to pull out like my ancestors, my family, and put it into a separate body paragraph, or yeah, in a separate body paragraph. So I highlighted the row. If you're in an outline, or not an outline, excuse me, a table, I'm going to insert a row below, and then I'm going to highlight and cut and paste this information here. And then this is really, I would say, family. So I'm going to drag that down there. And now I have two different sections. If you're using an outline to make two different sections, it's actually, in my opinion, a little bit easier. So I'm going to click in front of Reef Stonefish. I'm going to hit enter. And then I'm going to put family here. But I need to click in front of family and hit that shift tab to make it a new section. And then up here, I'm just going to call that life. What else do I want to do? So I deleted those two, split these two. So I want to switch. So this is a little bit tricky, but it can definitely be done. So based on my research, I'm going to put predators before their diet. So I'm going to highlight all of that. I'm going to literally click and drag it up. And then I'm going to have to click in front of diet and hit enter. Oh, yikes. And then I have to fix this. I'll have to click that and hit the tab. So let me do that again for you, because that's a little bit tricky on an outline. So if I need to switch these, I'm going to highlight, and I just clicked and dragged it in front of diet, and then click by diet, hit enter, and then I have to go back to in front of slow swimmer and hit tab, and now I have predators and diet switched. So that one, so I'm going to resolve that, because I fixed those things that I wanted to do. The only thing I need to do here is get rid of these guys. So I'm going to highlight and backspace, and then add in family. And then I'm going to just retype predators and diet. So that is all fixed now. And then on a table, if you're doing a table, and you guys can totally pause this video as you're doing things instead of watching the whole thing. Well, you can watch the whole thing, but you might want to pause the video after I do something if you need to do that as well. So let me think here. So diet and predators. I think the easiest thing to do would be to insert. So I'm going to highlight the diet. I'm going to insert a row above it. And then I'm just going to click and drag all this stuff in front. Highlight the row that's now empty and delete it. There you go. So it's a little bit, I guess, easier in a table to move things around. All right, so the last thing I want you to do, so checking URLs first, switching, deleting, adding categories second, and then lastly, go under your miscellaneous. So I ended up with 3 miscellaneous things. My scientific name, can spit water, and live up to 24 hours out of water. Now, if you have a ton of these, you might want to double check and make sure they don't belong in one of your categories. Mine spitting water doesn't actually help it survive. And living outside of water kind of, I guess, could help it if the water went down. So I'm actually going to put these, you can see behind them, I put, this one's going to go as a fun fact in special characteristics, and spitting water is going to go in a fun fact in habitat. My scientific names, I'm not sure if I want to put that in my intro yet. I'm going to put intro here for now, but I may or may not actually include that. And then I'm also going to do the same thing if you have an outline. So I put special characteristics for the living out of water, habitat for spitting water, and then in here I'll put intro. All right, once you have all of that done, your research is completed, and I can't wait to see it. This is due on Sunday at noon. I'm also going to show you one more step, though, that you might want to complete before you turn it in. So let me end this one, and then I'll have a second one for you.